Up until this point, the priority of the mutation had differed from the priority of the archetype. But now the priority of the mutation is parallel to the archetype, contrasting only in the motivation. Membership for the archetype meant survival. However, membership for the mutation meant he could now enhance its culture, be likened to the archetype. We must remember the way of the land is the greater the number, the greater the command, privilege, respect the independent group has throughout or within a particular territory, region. The mutation, having acquired a new mindset, is pursuing just that. For the mutation, the dynamics within the land are changing. Settling is no longer a simple means of physical labor, and the economy is evolving into a complex mechanism. As for the archetype, the original womb man, the driving or motivating force remains the same, for he never wavers from his symbiotic understanding. Although separate, these independent groups lived accordingly to a unified concept, as above, so below. Each group, regardless of size, had a role to play, and it was the duty of each group to fulfill that role daily, for each group owed such to the land. So, while the mutation invested in its new goal of becoming self-supportive, the original womb man continued to invest in fulfilling his duty to the land. Therefore, in doing so, the reward meant a lifestyle, traditional, that not only offered stability, but satiation as well. Equally important is that we remember from the initial start, it was the mutation to whom began exploring the manipulation of natural resources, eventually deciding to devote its effort, energy, time into unprocessed or raw material. And like now, the archetype then did not oppose, push back, or reject the move by the mutation. Now, why is this important? It is important because it reveals to us that there was no animosity between the original womb man and the mutation. It is important because it reveals to us that the two were not competing with one another, that the two were not rivals. It is important to us because it reveals that both the archetype and the mutation are moving accordingly to their own understanding. As the original womb man had transitioned from traditional into a developing economy, it was the mutation to whom simply added to, built upon the existing economy via increased development, to now consider themselves to be likened the archetype meant the potential had arrived in which they could establish their own lot within the land. The relationship of reciprocity is a carryover from the duty to the land. Therefore, the archetype would continue to move accordingly. Economically, livestock remains the highest value, for grazing fertilizes the land. It is through this fertilization to which we receive our sustenance. To take full advantage of the potentiality, the relationship of tactic becomes the strategic vehicle used by the mutation to pursue command, privilege, respect within the land. For the first time, we are witnessing a sharp economic distinction between the original womb man and the mutation. Nonetheless, human bondage, for a better lack of word, remained nothing more than a representation of a relationship in which all participants benefited.